Hello everyone, hope you are all doing good. So in today's video we are going to be talking about You Season 4 Part 1. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. If you have seen all the previous seasons, you'll know that Joe has some staples to him. Like, Joe is a stalker. In every season, Joe gets attracted to a woman, and then in the process of getting her to like him, he murders anyone who comes in the way. Sometimes even the woman herself will get murdered. Next is the box in the basement. It is in fact in this box we see a lot of victims held hostage, and most of the first two seasons happen in this box. He is the main focal point or the leading killer in every season. Even though love exists, by the end of the season, he is the one who emerges as the main killer. Now that we know what staples of Joe are, if you are expecting any of this to happen in this new season, you'll be highly dissatisfied because season 4 Joe is entirely different to Joe in any other season. That being said, there are some core things that didn't change, like Joe's high interest in literature and books, but that's the only thing that didn't change. Everything else is new. Now, let's talk about the story a little bit. If you haven't seen the show yet, spoiler warning. In this season, Joe is constantly trying to change. Last time when we saw Joe, Joe was in London searching for Marianne, and in this season, we see that Joe actually meets her and tries to get with her, but they don't. And this time, Joe doesn't actually kill her, which is highly unusual for him and his character. This shows that Joe actually likes Marianne more than Beck, more than love. In this season, Joe becomes a professor in a university and changes his name to Jonathan Moore. Now, this Jonathan Moore is a colleague to Malcolm, and Malcolm is Joe's neighbor and also his ticket to high society of London. Now, Joe gets infatuated to Malcolm's wife, Kate, but he also constantly tries to avoid getting close to her. But come on, this is our Joe. He actually killed people for love and sometimes even the lover herself. So obviously he still stalks her, but this time he has a reason. But after saving Kate from a burglary, Malcolm invites Joe to a party, and that's where our shit gets started. Joe doesn't like high society, and we see this in all the previous seasons as well. He thinks that they're all just prudish and arrogant, but in this season, we see a gang of wealthy people. Wealthy people in the sense of old money. Everybody in this gang are Malcolm's friends, which includes Kate, Phoebe, Rice, Adam, Sophie, Simon, Roald, Gemma, Blessing, Cody. In this rich gang, first, Malcolm will be found dead on Joe's table. And from that point, our murder mystery starts. Now, as I said before, Joe isn't the main killer in this season. Joe himself is getting stalked by someone else. Now, who is this stalker and why is he blackmailing Joe is the entire plot of part 1. Now that we've finished discussing plot, let's review the show. As I said before, this season show felt completely different. Sometimes we even feel like we are watching an entirely different show. All the new characters did their best in their jobs, but if you have seen season 2 and season 3, you'll definitely miss the presence of love. Kate is also not that interesting of a character, but she goes flat on screen because her character doesn't really have that much of an importance. Unlike Love and Beck, she is just one mildly good person amongst all the rich assholes, so she just seems different. But mostly she is just a diversion from the original Eat the Rich killer. Show definitely looks good, the casting is amazing as usual. But Penn is the real highlight of the series because his performance outshines everybody else's on screen. After that, we see a character named Nadia who seemed really interesting because she's the only genuine connection that Joe made this whole part. So let's see how her character is gonna pan out in part 2. We also see Love in the trailer of part 2, which is really exciting because maybe Love is still alive. That would be a good turn. So let's see how part 2 is gonna be. That's the end of the video, guys. If you like the video, consider subscribing. Comment any suggestions below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!